Good morning. It's cold this morning. I hope where you are, you're finding that the weather is agreeable to you. I want to go over with you today a little bit of an extension from our conversation that we had in class. There was a lot of interest expressed in stop motion because of the couple of students who are entering into the New Mexico Film Prize contest. They have submitted scripts and we're waiting to hear back on the decision whether or not they're going to be entered into the competition. And so the scripts that they wrote, two of the students wrote, were created for stop motion. And so it really would be appropriate now for us to go ahead and have this unit on stop motion. And so I'm creating this assignment in video for you to refer back to. If you need to rewatch the different parts to it. There's 3 different parts to this video. In part 1, which I'm doing right now, I'm going to introduce you to just a little bit of the history of stop motion and talk a little bit about the app that you're going to be using to do that. And in part 2 is a tutorial where you're going to watch me create a really simple stop motion video with cut paper. And I think it'll help you see what's going on in stop motion and help you develop your own animation. And in part 3, I'm going to give you the specifics on the assignment for the Stop Motion Studio project. So in this first part, just talking a little bit about the history of stop motion. It goes way back to the beginning when film started back in the 1800s. And it was just simply a method of taking many pictures of an object. And there were some really famous ones back then that you can research. One of the people who stands out to me because I've been interested in his work was done way back then at that time. And this is the book. I hope you can see this. Maybe it's probably in reverse. Hopefully not. This one's called Animals in Motion. And then I have another one called Humans in Motion. And this is by a photographer named Edward Muybridge. And it has photographs of animals in motion. And the way that he did that was setting up cameras in different places. And then the animal would go by the different locations and pictures would be taken. And so they got the incremental views of the different parts of the body that were moving. So it was kind of a breakthrough sort of thing and kind of exciting to those of us who are interested in animation. I shared with some of you before that I was an animator back in the days before digitization, and we would create these storyboards and then start creating individual drawings for the movements of the characters in the storyboard. And if it was a very smooth animation, we would have 24 drawings per second of film. So you do the math on that. If you have a 10-minute film, you would have a lot of different little drawings, and each one was just incrementally different than the one before. And then when it was all put together, it created a smooth movement. And so that was kind of the backstory on what we're having today, what we see today, all the technology we have today, and then to have this great piece of this tool, this app called Stop Motion Studio. It's going to be really an upgraded version of what I used to do many, many years ago. And so I want you to be thinking about looking for some examples of stop motion. I was going to show you one here today, but I think once I upload this video into YouTube, they're probably going to have some kind of a copyright on it. So I couldn't show that to you today. So I'm going to encourage you to be looking at some stop motion examples. And in the final part of this assignment video, I'm going to give you some specifics on that. So let's look at the tutorial next. And we will be moving forward on this assignment.